Yeah, well, I think the match was definitely all it was built up to be, which is not surprising to me. Two really good teams that not only play the game really well, but play the game really hard. So, but I think before we go too much further in the press conference, I think that it goes without saying that was a tremendous crowd tonight, and that's a credit to the volleyball both teams are playing, but more importantly to the community for coming out. We got some great things happening in our athletic department right now, and it took a huge team effort to get the word out, because we've had some big matches in here before, some highly ranked teams, and didn't necessarily have that kind of crowd. So thank you to everybody involved to getting motivated and creative to make that happen. I know my guys really appreciate it. I know UCLA, they really appreciate it. It's great for our game.
After dropping the first set, what did you tell the team?
Well, you know, it's been a while. It's been a long while since we've dropped a set. And we were close to coming back and getting that one anyway. We feel like a couple of execution plays here or there for us, maybe could have got it. But, you know, we were prepared for a game that felt like that. And we thought games would be close. And we certainly didn't come into the match thinking we needed to win 3-0 to win the match. So mindset-wise, it was more of, all right, there's a lot of things we could clean up on our end. We hit a pretty low number in the first set, which is something really, really uncommon for us. So it was really just more of a focus on getting back to the things that make us pretty special. And after we were worried more about us than we were about what was going on the other side of the net, and we played cleaner and cleaner as the match went on.
UCLA was limited to 1.5 blocks in the first 3 sets. What was the key to neutralizing the block?
A lot of it's this guy right here, to be honest with you. No, Josh does a great job distributing the ball. He trusts all the guys on his team. He'll set everybody in any situation, in any rotation. And, you know, I think like anybody, once you get a little bit into the match and you get a feel for the flow of it, you're able to make some adjustments and able to realize probably what are some of the better choices to make. And, you know, he set a couple of really good balls in the first set that we hit out. So I don't think there was massive adjustments, but I think he just got into a really nice rhythm as the match went on.
TJ, what changed for you between the first and the second set? It seemed like, you know, you might have took it upon yourself to kind of get the energy back to your side. Walk me through, you know, going into the second set for you.
Yeah, I mean, with those cries, the crowd, the sizes that it was, I mean, it was tough for our team to kind of get the rhythm we've been having success with the last few matches, and so it was just a big focus of mine, just kind of give that energy back to the team and get them those cylinders rolling, because then everything will take care of itself.
I think a big adjustment that was made by TJ was he started digging every ball that came in his area code, and defense wins a lot of volleyball games.
Did you set him aside, maybe have a specific message to TJ himself after the first set loss?
No, that's an internal clock right there, or an internal engine right there to drive that. I'm going to do even more to make sure we're going to win the match, and you know that's what great players do.
It seemed at least the first bit of the season there, Kyle had been leading the way offensively, and you haven't seen a breakout match for TJ. Would you, TJ or Al or Josh, would you feel this is a breakout match?
Well, I don't think it's necessarily a breakout match. I think it was a matter of trying to have balance in our offense and not be a TJ breakout match every single night, which is really easy to do. It's really easy to set TJ in all rotations, and we're trying really hard to have balance. So, but it is nice when you need to set him a few more balls than you maybe have in the past, that you're going to be able to go to them. And so it's a little bit by design, and then that's just a competitor taking over late.
Josh, I don't mean to take any credit away from your performance, but what's it like for you to be setting TJ like Coach said and see him kind of do his thing like he did there in the second set?
Oh, it's great. You know, it's almost like, you know, going on a ride and just letting him do his thing. So a lot of it's just like it's really easy to feed off of the guy and play with the guy. So yeah, just him being the player he is makes it a lot easier for me.
Coach, I've just noticed things in the past couple of years, especially this year, of letting things go. When things happen on the court, it used to be held on to, and I'm just more impressed in seeing the maturity of your players, that they let things go and they jump right back into it.
Well, it's a big part of what we try to be. It's easy. It's really easy to be in the last play in this sport and critiquing what you did wrong, what you could have done to get that last point. And the problem with that, obviously, it does nothing to prepare you to help you win the next point. So it's easier said than done. We do spend a lot of time talking about it, a lot of time training it, a lot of time talking about it in practice and giving them opportunities to get better at it. But in all reality, it's really difficult to fast track that learning curve until you've been through some big moments and you've been through some adverse situations and you realize the best thing I can do is worry about just focus on how we're going to win this next one, not get caught up in the last one or 2 points from now or what happened in the last set. And we preach that a lot, and these guys did a great job of it tonight, even when the first set didn't go our way. I was really proud with the composure of the guys late because we came back and we got close. We had a chance to make that really interesting at the first set. And once we got going like that, I had a pretty good feeling we were going to start playing pretty well in the second set.
Coach, you guys haven't had the most intense competition leading up to this game. How big is a win against a team like this for this team?
Yeah, I think that regardless if you talk to either head coach, I think they would tell you these are important matches right now to play. You need to go through these matches. You need to have this adversity. You need to have both teams playing at a high level, big crowd. I mean, it's not going to get any bigger. It doesn't matter what match we play in at any point this season. It won't feel any different than it did there tonight, and that's awesome. If you can reproduce that in your own gym, that's big for us. So I think that the most important thing is that what you can take from these matches and try to get better. We pride ourselves on trying to get better after any match we play. We won a whole bunch of matches in a row without dropping a set. We kept trying to push to try to find ways to squeeze out a little bit more. And we'll do that. We'll do that the next couple of days in practice, because we get to turn around and go up to LA and play these guys up there, and we expect very much the same type of fight.
Josh, what was the preparation like going up, knowing you had a week to prepare for a team like this? How locked in were you guys all week in practice?
Pretty locked in. You got guys like TJ who, on a constant basis, reminds us how hard we need to bring it in practice and. Constantly talking, constantly, preparing, just that emphasis on early prep for everything, whether it's passing, setting, hitting, all that deal. So our gym is full of guys that really aspire to get at least 1% to 2% better every day. So just to feed off of that again, it's even harder to kind of drift off away from that versus just ride the train with it.
Josh, you went against one of the more aggressive setters in the country, Mike Damala, and seeing him get 4 kills a night, you didn't even attempt one, at least on the stat sheet. I saw you dump one earlier, but what takes it for you in your mind to say, hey, I think I got to get my own here?
That's not really the mindset for me. Mike is an unbelievable player, and playing against him is tough. But for me, I look to my boys, and if the opportunity arises for me to score some points, then it will. Then I'll do so. But this game was more of look to my boys for points, and they gave it to me. So.
TJ, back to the second set. You were part of 3 blocks, and you had 1 solo block. But did you try to bring the intensity up on your own defensive game? It seemed like you were there almost every attempt they had.
Yeah, I mean, like I said about the first set, it was a little frantic and kind of just getting the jitters out. But the second set, I told myself I was really going to lock in on anything that I could, whether it's defense, offense, helping our guys refocus, anything that it was. And so my thing in that point in time was blocking and make the best move I possibly can to put myself in a good position for my team.
Coach, can you take us into how these matches are different this year because they're not conference? Do you have a different preparation because it is non-conference? And have you felt anything different because that the new alignment that you're in the Big West as opposed to a 12-team PSL?
I think the realignment of men's volleyball on the West Coast is still so new that I can't really tell you that I felt a lot different. We've had UCLA on our schedule now for the history of our program. So it's not like we took a couple of years off of playing them. We're coming back to playing them. So no, it didn't really feel any different. But, there's no doubt these matches, these non-conference matches are big. They're big for all of us, and that's what's going to be exciting, I think, for our game. There's going to be so many important non-conference matches, much more so than before, on everybody's schedule. And hopefully hopefully it generates some crowds like this in all the gyms in Southern California, because this could be a heck of a shot in the arm for men's volleyball. You know, I got a brand new athletic director, and this is his first year going around men's volleyball, so we just got to keep showing him that this is what it looks like every night in the pyramid.
DJ, back on the crowd, you know, safe to say atmospheres like this is something you were hoping for when you made your decision to finish out your career here at Long Beach?
Yeah, I mean, I just got to give the credit back to my team, and and all the great things that we're doing day in and day out in the gym. You know, if we hadn't been, you know, to the grindstone with our focus, then maybe it wouldn't have turned out this good or something like that. But I give all the credit back to the team, because I mean, we're doing unbelievable things every single day in practice, and then we do those, and then we go in the weight room, and so we're running on all cylinders, and we even have more. So all credit back to my team.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Well done, guys. God bless.